This She-Hulk finale was
WACK.
whack. Look, first things first, let's knock this out the way. The first thing that irritated the shit out of me. Look, if She-Hulk was a one-off show, you know, not connected to nothing, not part of a bigger expanded universe, I'd be totally fine with a lot of the stuff this show did. Whether it's a comedy or not, it is connected to the MCU, no matter what, if of anything. So it has to acknowledge character development. You know, it has to acknowledge all of that. Episode 4 for me was probably the stupidest episode I watched this whole damn show. Like, this motherfucker Wong is a sorcerer motherfucking supreme, and he's taking this sorcerer, a banned sorcerer from Carmitage, who can never return because he failed and shit, who stole a sling ring somehow, and Wong never took it away from him. He's taking this fool to court like he's following the law. He's following the law, you know, going to court, all that stuff, right? You know, when he can easily just sling ring into where he's at, the Donnie Blaze guy, easy sling ring to where he's at, and you know, take the freaking thing back. But then Wong does shit like this, like, and then he breaks the law again to break Abomination out of jail.
My apologies for the delay.
Have him come live at Carmitage.
You got sucked into another show, didn't you?
Like, what the fuck is going on? Episode 4 was just unnecessary bullshit. Stupid plot, stupid, just to make Wong look like an idiot. Now, Wong right here, okay, this makes total sense. Wong is beyond, these laws and shit, court, all that. So it makes sense he's doing something like this. I'm not saying what he's doing is good, but you're telling me he needs to go to the law to get on some dude who got a sling ring and he's teleporting people to different places. Like, just take the sling ring away. Sling ring away. You broke Abomination out of jail just to take him to a fighting ring, which didn't make any sense. You just took him there. Like, what are you doing?
Are you fucking hot?
Whatever. This show to me wrote Wong, like, this don't even add up to his character. Just, they wrote Wong like an idiot. You write him dumb as hell one episode, and the next episode he contradicts, like, the episode you, whatever. But look, this finale overall, okay, so we came off of that great episode 8. Episode 8 is the best episode of this whole show. And thanks because of Matt Murdock. Thank you. It's the best episode of this whole show. I don't want to hear, you know, this episode. No. Episode 8 is the best episode of this whole show. It is the best. It's the best. Not funny, but still the best. You got that ending where She-Hulk basically got her nudes leaked, all her raunchy mess, like all her private shit that she does not want the world to see got leaked, and she hulked out, took down that screen, almost killed some people. Like, she literally almost brought the roof down, almost killed some people. And next episode where we start, she's in the same cell where Abomination was locked up at, and she has an inhibitor on to keep her from turning into Hulk. Now, we finally got to see who the overall villains was for this show, right? The overall villains. And y'all want to know what the villains of this show was? Y'all know what the villains? You know, the opposition that been bullying She-Hulk. These are the villains of this show. Now, we're going to get into my overall issues with this show.
It's not like there's a He-Hulk.
And Lady Thor? Guys, she just sucks, okay? And I'm not just saying that because she's a female. I would have the exact same criticisms if she was a man.
Sound like Geeks and Gamers. So basically, intelligentsia, fuck all that bullshit. They're basically geeks and gamers. She-Hulk's opposition, this whole show, was some internet trolls. And we know why they did it. They want to call out geeks and gamers and shit. They're trying to be meta, break the fourth wall, call out all these, female hating, misogynistic, blah 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 people. I don't care who they are. Anti-SJW people. That's what you would call them. Oh my gosh. This show, while doing somewhat of a good job at shutting those people down and making fun of them, you fuck it up by not making a good written show. Right? For one, not a good comedy. Now, comedy is subjective. But this ain't even as good as Everybody Hates Chris, which is a comedy sitcom just like this show. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Martin, My Wife and Kids. Hell, 2.5 Men, all comedy sitcoms. Bernie Mac show, comedy sitcom, just like this show. Like, this show is like Friends level comedy. You know Friends? Yeah, Friends. Friends ain't really funny. It's like super corny white people humor. Like that's what the humor is. Super corny white people humor, like fart jokes, all that shit. Basically, weak ass jokes, basically. Right? That's what She-Hulk is. The highlight of the show for me has been She-Hulk twerking, which I'm not against. I love seeing her throw it back. That's been my highlight, her twerking.
We're going on a trip
And look, I love laughing. I love comedy. But compared to the comedy in the first 3 phases of the MCU, like, what happened? Because I watched this whole show, and I'm telling y'all, I probably only laughed, like, genuinely laughed out loud at, like, 2 things this whole show. She-Hulk twerking. I wasn't laughing at it. It's like, haha, it just looks stupid. I was laughing along with it. And then the part in the episode where they was doing Abomination's appeal, trying to see if he's eligible to go on parole and be out of prison and stuff. What was funny to me about that episode was Wong's exit. When Wong was about to face legal action, he was like, well, deuces. Whoop, sling ring, and dipped. He just dipped. Thought that shit was funny. But the fact that you make these geeks and gamers motherfuckers the villains, look, I can't watch some comic book bullshit. You make geeks and gamers. Intelligentsia is basically geeks and gamers. They're the fucking villains of this show. Hell, you was better off just making Titania the damn fucking villain of this show. I would have been fucking better. Oh my gosh. Geeks and fucking gamers. This is my issues are with the earlier episodes. Why are you giving these people attention? I'm not trying to shit on geeks and gamers and talk shit on. If y'all really F whip some people, don't give the motherfuckers attention. Like, they was giving them constant attention. All you doing is giving them more awareness, more clout. That's all you doing. Now people finna be going to Geeks and Gamers channels and shit and checking it out. All these people associated, right? All you doing is giving them free promotion. That's all you doing. Free promotion. People are gonna be talking about them, whether it be negative or positive, negative, positive, whatever. It is all publicity for them, right? Stop giving these motherfuckers attention. What you do, this is the best way to shut a lot of people down. Don't give them attention. Don't give them attention. Don't act like they exist. Keep it pushing. You made this show about the villains of the show is fucking geeks and gamers. YouTubers. YouTubers are the fucking villains of this show. That's some bullshit, y'all. That's some fucking bullshit. It's bad enough these Phase 4 MC shows been having a villain issue. Them trash ass flag smashers. I love Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but them flag smashers is fucking garbage. The Tracksuit Mafia, I get it. They're stupid Power Rangers villain. No, the Tracksuit Mafia make Power Rangers villains look more competent. Putties. the putties is better villains than the Tracksuit Mafia. Tracksuit Mafia is fucking garbage, trash, whack. Wanda and WandaVision, she up and down as a villain. She up and down. Loki, you guys, the MCU has a villain problem, and this is what I'm talking about. I'm not saying the She-Hulk need to have engaging, thrilling villains. Like, they needed to be Heath Ledger level villains, right? You know, there's villains like Red Skull, who's not Heath Ledger Joker level, but he's still a good villain. You know, like, at least I can say he's a good villain. He's not a bad villain. He may have not had a huge impact in the comic book genre or in the MCU in general, but a very good villain for Captain America. Very good villain. You make the villain show fucking incel YouTubers and shit. Are you serious? Like, 9 episodes and this is what you give us? On top of that, the court cases in this show, weak as hell, right? And I understand. A lot of them was played off for jokes. Like the one episode where that Asgardian chick was transforming into different people and into being impersonating people and dating different people, right? I would have been totally fine with that if that whole case was funny. My biggest issue with this show is that this show is a comedy and it's not even doing good at that. Peacemaker is a better example of a good comedy TV show.
You scared the shit out of me.
It's a fucking leprechaun, man. Oh my god, he's hilarious looking.
Oh, he's getting mad.
Right? I'm not trying to, do a DC bash Marvel. Because I used a bunch of shows that are comedy sitcoms that are better than this show when it comes to comedy. And actually do their, actually excel in what they're supposed to be, a comedy. Everybody Hates Chris, My Wife and Kids, 2.5 Men, all comedy sitcoms, just like what this show is trying to be. And this shit's mediocre at best. Jokes mediocre. Like, this shit's mediocre as fuck. It is. I'm sorry. It is. And then in this episode, right, a whole bunch of messy shit happens. Hulk starts showing up to fight Abomination. Abomination walk around in his form. Oh my gosh, what the fuck they do to Abomination? They cucked this nigga, bro. This nigga look bruh. They officially cucked the Abomination. This nigga became a fucking soy boy baby bag bitch. Like, bruh, this nigga doing meditation and shit. Namaste, all that. But nigga, you supposed to be a villain. You supposed to be a monster. You supposed to be destroying cities and shit. You a villain, nigga. Stop. Every villain does not need a redemption arc. God damn. We ain't seen Abomination since 2008. And when he come back, he's all like, namaste, I write haikus. Like, get the fuck out of here. And this nigga sound like a wimp.
I hear your group has all been making amazing progress. Every single person.
So when they make Abomination a villain and he's walking down the street, I am the Abomination. Fear me. Like, bro, nobody's gonna be scared of you when you talking like that. Like, come on now. So basically, this whole messy sequence happens where Titania shows up, all these random people, and basically, this is them trying to be meta, and they're trying to pull the 8 Mile.
I know everything he's about to say against me. I am white. I am a fucking bum. I do live in a trailer with my mom.
They're trying to acknowledge their faults and call out their own issues and stuff, like big overcrowded final acts and shit and all that. And there's an AI that's basically producing all these Marvel Studios movies, which is called Kevin. It's basically Kevin Feige. And She-Hulk wants to change her finale. She doesn't want her finale to be a generic MCU finale, all big spectacle, CGI, blah blah blah, whatnot, and all that. So she literally breaks out of the show. This is what she does. She literally breaks out the show. And look, my issue is not her breaking the fourth wall. I'm totally fine with her breaking the fourth wall. Totally fine with me. That's what she does in the comics. My issue with this is that overall, you still had a lackluster bullshit finale. Like what? You took Todd to court. We don't even see the court sequence of Todd getting sentenced, all that. It just ends with she took Todd to court. Like, gosh. The show literally just ends with her taking Todd to court. And they don't even show the court sequence. Because as the writer, Jessica Gao and all the other writers admitted, they don't know how to write court sequences. And my other issue with this, why don't you hire people that are writers that specialize in writing court scenes to write your show about a lady who's a lawyer? I'm just saying, like, and it pissed me off when Jessica Gao and them admitted that, like, you know, we're not the best at writing a show about writing court sequences. Then why are you writing this show when it requires for you you should be good in that field to write for this show? Because it's about a lawyer who's gonna be taking people to court, and majority of the show is about Jen taking people to court. So yeah, she breaks out of the episode, goes into Marvel Assemble, goes to visit Jessica Gao and all these other writers and stuff, and calls them out for trying to have a cliche MCU finale, blah blah blah. And basically, this is the finale. This is it.
Jen, I'm here to help.
Hey, I'll see you in court, babe.
Look,
That's it. And the rest of the episode, you don't even see her take him into court. Like, you don't see it. You don't see it. She goes into the court, but you don't see the sequence. You don't see the sentencing. You don't see her go, like, you don't see none of it. Like, nothing. Y'all remember Moon Knight episode 6? Yeah, this is Moon Knight episode 6. Remember when they cut away from the final fight with Jake Lockley? Which was bullshit, you know, because if any other show did that dumb shit, they would have got trashed on the internet by a bunch of people. Like, did you just cut away from the final fight in the big finale? What type of shit is that? Like, yeah, it's bullshit. I don't give a fuck some Jake Lockley shit. That shit's dumb. You literally cut away from the hero defeating the villain in the final act, trying to do some clever shit when it ain't even fucking clever. It's just some bullshit excuse for you to speed past some shit and get shit done. Taking shortcuts. This shit just fucking shortcuts, bruh. My gosh. Freaking weak ass finale. Now look, how I feel about this show, I'm not trying to, you know, say everyone should feel this way, blah blah. Just how I feel about the show. And I'm gonna tell y'all this much. I was thoroughly excited to watch this show. Yeah, I had streams where I was actually defending the show and, you know, was ready to see it. My only issues I had was the CGI and how Hulk was probably going to be treated. Oh, and yeah, you know, Hulk was, I mean, he was average at best. Smart Hulk is trash. I don't give a fuck about no Smart Hulk. But hey, he came back with a son. His son's Scar.
This is my son, Scar.
Man, is that his hairline? His hairline look kind of fucked up. What's wrong with his hair? My gosh, his hairline fucked up. Damn, that's an ugly ass hair. He got hair on the back of his head. He got this shit right here that's bald and stuff. Nigga, your hairline fucked up. Shit. Your barber didn't even finish the cut.
Damn, I messed up. We gotta go bald, fam.
Oh, shit! Barber fell asleep halfway trying to cut that nigga shit on Planet Sakaar. Jen Walters as a character, I like her, but all this other shit around her, you know, just weak. Another thing I want to call out about this show. Now, look, this is me as a dude talking about this, though. Her whole She-Hulk is a feminist, right? She's a feminist, right? Which is no issue with that. the way they handle female empowerment in the show is so weird, you know. So in She-Hulk episode 3, right? She-Hulk twerk, and everybody on the internet was crying and bitching and all that shit. I even was like, yo, why y'all crying about She-Hulk throwing that ass back? This is some shit she would do in the fucking comics. She would pop that Groody, that green booty, or as I say, that gamma booty. Like, she really be shaking that shit. You know, she you know, she be doing some whole shit. Just like, you know, hey, Matt Murdock, he a hoe too. Like, they just be doing some whole shit. Tony Stark, he a hoe. They be doing whole shit, right? She was throwing that booty back in the office, right? I had no issue with her twerking. I loved it. Lily made an edit about it. My issue with that is I don't know why they presented two women, you know, in a place of business, right? Women in the workplace want to be taken serious. They don't like to be taken advantage of. They don't want to be undermined. They don't want to be disrespected. They want to be just as respected as everybody else in their office. That's what women want in the workplace, you know. Not exactly equality, but more respect. And you know, totally fine with that. Women do need more respect in the workplace. But you're telling me that it makes sense to have She-Hulk twerking in the workplace, right? Twerking in the workplace. Like throwing that booty back in the workplace. Which is just unprofessional in general. Just in general, right? If that is female empowerment type of shit, okay, I guess. I don't know what type of female empowerment that is. Because no self-respecting woman is going to do that in the workplace. This is how I would have changed that whole scene. This is what you do. She-Hulk and Jen are working at home, right? They're either at Megan Thee Stallion's mansion or they're at Jen's house. Doesn't matter. And they're doing it in the privacy of their own home. They're tired and shit. And Jen just turns on one of Megan Thee Stallion songs and they start throwing it back at home. Right? We, the audience, still get to see She-Hulk twerk. But then these women are doing it in a setting where, you know, they're at home. Right? Nobody can't say you can't twerk at home. But having these women in business throwing it back in the office like that in front of all these people, that's just, no, like, nobody's not going to take you serious. It's like if a person sagged their pants, right? It's like if a person works at Google and they walk around sagging their jeans, right? Like, bro, nobody's not finna take you serious. Pull your fucking pants up. You in a place of business. Like, look professional. You know, and I'm not saying you need to dress up and wear a business suit and all that shit, but act right. Like, what are you doing? Nobody's not going to take you serious. And I can't expect them to take you serious if you're not going to, you know, take yourself serious and come correct. Not saying you need to be a stiff and act all boring and stuff, but no, I'm sorry. That's you know, we gotta act better in the workplace. That's all I'm saying. Whatever female empowerment they was trying to do in the show, it's you tried. At this moment, I think something like She-Hulk is just damn near below average at best. Like, all this show did was just make memes, you know, wongers, and then they introduced the Kardashian chick, and she blew up just for meme worthy shit. Like, she's a meme. The Kardashian, Madison. I call her a Kardashian because that's a Kardashian, bruh. She may not be part of the blood, but she might be adopted because that was a Kardashian talking that whole episode. Wong got a Kardashian now. Shit, I feel bad for him. But yeah, you know, this shows, you know, it really doesn't lead into nowhere. I mean, yeah, they introduced Hulk's son. I really don't care about Hulk's son. I don't care about Hulk because he trash now. He's weak. He's a dweeb. He's still Thanos' bitch. Like, bruh, you know, you trash. I'm gonna go ahead and end this, you guys. I know y'all don't want to hear me rant and stuff. I know people in the comment like, man, you just an MCU hater. Why you hating on everything? Blah blah blah. You know, why you sucking up? You guys, I tried to give the show a chance. everyone knows that watch my streams that I was going to give this show a chance. I was excited to see Frogman. I was excited to see all that shit. But, you know, the show just dropped the ball. And look, those Geeks and Gamers people, y'all, this show calling out, like, they need to stop doing that shit. You call out people and then you prove them right by writing a shitty ass show. Weak ass writing. Weak ass plots in your episodes. I'm sorry. Shouts out Matt Murdock for coming in clutch to give us the best episode. Thank you, Matt.
Then aren't you?
You're very annoying.
I'll say this one good thing. I like Matt and Jen's dynamic. I like their tension. There's a romantic tension between the two. Right. It's not fully romantic yet into the one where they want to date and get married and all that. Nah, it's just like they want to fuck. That's how romantic that's where they're at right now. But I think it can become much more. But yeah, Matt Murdock came in clutch and did his thing, baby. You know, shit. I'm not saying he saved this show. One episode does not save a 9-episode series. But the show started off good. And then it went downhill at 3, 4, 5, 6. Really went downhill basically through a huge chunk of it. In the middle, mainly. But I'm going to go ahead and head out, guys. Thank y'all for watching. Goes to that peace, love, positive, and all that jazz. Don't do drugs. And like I always say, deuces. Oh, go check out Black Adam. Check that out. The movie's going to be fire.
What did you do? What did you do?